that's got like 50 Widow Mines. You know, it's just like insanity. You just watch them walk up and burrow in front of your entire army. You're like, well,
it's pretty funny.
Yeah.
Well, here we go. Okay, he is doing Widow Mines again. So, yeah, he was just making more add-ons with that factory. But with the Widow Mines, he's going to want to bait units back. No Baneling speed being researched. So we could see RorO having a hard time actually engaging Bomber's army. Sure.
I'm surprised he is not dealing with these rocks being hit. But I guess he just hasn't noticed it yet. I guess it's not really that impactful.
Yeah.
Because he's going to tear that down anyway.
Yeah, eventually he is going to. It's very true.
All right,
here we go. Whoa, a little bit sloppy there by Bomber. And actually not that effective overall, I would say.
And the
well, they did. That's like a goal that Zerglings never thought they'd reach. Now what do they do that they've gotten there?
I know, they're going to have an existential crisis.
Yeah, they could. Like, did I really want to tear down these rocks? Did I just help Terran? Has my life been a lie?
All right, more Widow Mines coming out. Widow Mines are seriously so good.
Yeah, they are really cool.
I hate fighting against Widow Mines.
I like it.
Well, it makes it a lot more exciting. It reminds me of the StarCraft 1 Spider Mine days.
It does, it does. All right, well, the mutas are out now, so it's more easy to punish your opponent. You can't just lift off and leave. You can chase him down pretty well.
Right.
But there's no Baneling speed yet, and that's going to be an issue.
This could be bad.
Well, that definitely wasn't expected by Bomber.
He's not reacting. Actually, that did a lot less than I thought it would.
Yeah, that wasn't as effective.
That
but
connected in a very odd way.
The Lings are still in there, actually. And if Bomber doesn't deal with those Lings, they'll actually get all those kills. Well, he actually killed a decent amount down to 47 SCVs.
Wow.
Yeah, these Widow Mines not being very effective right now.
All right, and as you can see, he takes out those Widow Mines with ease. Not going to over-engage here. What?
Well, that was not the move that he had intended.
That was a misclick.
Well, everything at once just fell apart for Bomber.
Well, if it wasn't Bomber losing his army by the Zerg, it was him blowing up his old command center. What are you going to do?
Yeah, everything just went wrong at once. That was he attack moved to take care of the Lings.
Yeah, and clicked on his own.
That happens sometimes.
I wonder if he even noticed he made that mistake, or if he came back and thought, what, did Lings kill that? I thought I was taking care of that.
Nah. Well,
oh, man.
You know, he's got to get something done with just 2 command centers when he absolutely should have 3. And losing the army he shouldn't have lost. He's down in supply right now.
And now losing even more SCVs as mutas come in.
Absolutely brutal. A lot of Banelings on the way. He does have some Widow Mines. If he gets some great Widow Mine hits, he's still in it. And not really the hits he was looking for.
This is a train wreck right now for Terran.
Yeah, he is still running in, and he still has some Widow Mines there.
Oh, but these mutas are still doing damage over here.
The mutas are doing a great job, and with just the constant Ling and Baneling reinforcements, it doesn't look like there's much left that Bomber can actually do to gain a win.
Man.
Well, that was a pretty good Widow Mine right there.
He's going to push in through here.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was a lot of Lings and Banelings taken out immediately.
And some supply is about 140 to 67. So even if he gets this, it's questionable as to whether or not it's going to be enough.
Yeah, he'd have to kill a lot more than that. And with the mutas coming back, he's taking this very seriously, which is exactly what he needs to do. He needs to clean this up, and it will be cleaned up.
Yep. GG.
Well, that was
a bumpy game.
That was a bit rough.
That was a boxing match. It was sort of like we were about to watch it, and then one guy slipped and whacked his head on the side of the ring.
He went for a right hook, but his right arm has 2 elbows, and he hit himself with the right hook.
Wow.
That's what that was like.
You are funny today. You are on point, sir.
Yes, no, 2 elbows. I am on point.
No, the imagery of that is pretty good. Well, I don't know. I don't know what to say about that game other than Bomber accidentally shot down his command center, which you just obviously cannot do, as well as losing that army. So I think the next game is going to be a little bit better, but I mean, that does happen, guys. We can't be too hard on Bomber.
Yeah.
People have done that before. Not just StarCraft games, but
it does happen.
It's happened.
It does happen.
Basically, he was attack clicking in near his command center, or he thought he was clicking near his command center to kill off those Zerglings who were doing that damage. Meanwhile, he goes back and he's microing that army at the front, And of course, it's probably saying, you're forced under attack and all this stuff. Then suddenly, boom, he goes back and his command center's dead.
Yeah.
That's what happened.
Marines deal damage very quickly, Tasteless.
They do.
Getting a taste of his own medicine right there.
That's what you've been doing to people, Bomber.
Yeah. He's like, oh, that hurts. Ow.
Marines kill stuff
I
fast.
lost because of that. Whoa.
All right, so our next map is going to be on Star Station. That's the map Bomber wants to play on. Now, I feel like Bomber had a lot of momentum going into this, but when you make a big mistake like that on a televised match, that's going to hurt.
It does.
That's going to be hard to
that's
get your
something
mind
people
back
remember for a long time.
Yeah.
Like, I remember MMA doing it. Way
Who
back
else
in
did
Brood
that?
War, I believe Elky did it once. I know Yui did it.
I think Legionnaire did it once.
Oh, may have. Yeah. It happens from time to time, but here's the thing. Bomber, I think he's going to keep his cool. He knows that was a really bad mistake, but very, very rare. And Star Station is, again, a great choice because the third base is very hard to defend.
All right, let's get this going. With the 32 best StarCraft 2 players in the world, only one will come out a champion. Who will it be? We're going to find out soon here at GoldenTV.net. All right, introducing our players in the bottom left. Making it look easy in that last game, he is
삼성칸 RorO.
I'm really curious about as to how far he's actually going to go in this. And over here in the upper right, in the red, we have our Terran player. Can he get his head back on the game? He is
StarTale Bomber.
Well.
okay. Well, this is going to... This could be... Oh, no, okay, he's going to go for a quick Reaper, looks like.
Yeah. 8 racks Proxy Reaper. Definitely a build that Zergs don't like to play against. It's tricky.
It is.
Do you try to send some Lings for counterattack? Are you root cats and you build a hatchery in their base? There's a lot of questions here for how you want to deal with it.
we got to ask.
Yeah, but this is going to be quick and dirty, most likely. Right, we are going to see non-stop Reaper production.
Bomber is one of these guys who will throw a curveball when he has to.
Mm-hmm. Well, I would say this is more of a knuckleball, and he's about to give this Zerg a noogie.
Could be a spitball.
I guess it could be a spitball. Spitballs are more gross, though. They don't really do as much damage.
That's true.
Yeah.
This could do a considerable amount more damage.
Yes.
The other thing to note is that the main of the Terran is not really that safe if this backfires. It's not like a 2 racks pressure. It's really different.
You have nothing at home. So, like, let's say that Zerg somewhat stabilizes and gets some Lings around, your Reapers don't just randomly go home. You're going to be in trouble. So, well, he's going to figure out what's going on pretty soon. As soon as he sees a Reaper, he knows exactly what build order it is. And I guarantee you that RorO has played against this and has an idea of what to do.
Yeah, that's a good point, Artos. He's not going to see this and think, what the hell is this? I've never experienced this before, but it doesn't mean he's going to be as prepared enough to actually hold on to it. And now he knows immediately what's happening.
Yeah, and he's trying to get that bunker up. If the bunker gets up, it becomes much harder to deal with because there's a safe place for Reapers to go back that is still somewhat aggressive. They can cover each other while they heal.
Yeah, this is going to be tough. Now, the Queen's out. The Queen helps out tremendously, but...
Now, this is a great bunker to have up. Now, the Reaper production should continue. He has 2 out. Still very low on SCVs, so the Zerg is still mining quite well. Now, speed does start. Okay, so he is going for the speed route. He does have his Queen as well. He's going to want to make some more.
It's really amazing how much damage Reapers can actually do. With the fact that they can heal up now.
Exactly.
It's
look,
insane.
When they jump in that bunker, you know he's just going to let them sit there till the regen starts. And then as the regen starts, you have to start the damage all over. But he lost some Lings, and the Zerg units don't regen as quickly.
Right.
But this is nice. This is well done. 2 Queens plus this many Lings. He has to cancel that bunker. But the harassment isn't necessarily over yet.
Really nice control here by Bomber.
Yeah.
Somebody that we don't normally think of as a micro guy.
Oh, definitely not. Yeah.
I mean,
we don't think of that.
Doing great.
Well, the Reapers are continuing their harassment.
Ooh. Nice. I guess it's not really that nice, but...
It was good in thought.
Yeah, you can see it was nice reactions, I suppose you could say.
And he's trying to trap him in here. That speed upgrade is still coming along. In the meantime, Bomber is transitioning. He's making Command Center at home as well as a factory. He only has 4 Reapers.
Really nice build here by Bomber. All right, he's almost out of Lings now. Now, Speed's going to finish, but there might be no Lings here to actually exhibit that speed upgrade. And yeah, this is a great build here for Bomber. Also, guys, this is another build you could probably steal.
Yeah, this is
What
one,
Bomber's doing.
if you want to work on your micro and have kind of a fun, quick game, this is definitely a build to try out.
Definitely, yeah, something that's doable.
Yeah, it's a popular build, too.
You have to be able to make the SCDs back at home, though. You can't just...
Yes.
You cannot just move the Reaper around. The only reason why the Terran can get ahead by doing this is because he's making workers while the Zerg is having to make Zerglings to tank the damage.
Now, speed is done, and we have a lot of Lings on the way. These Reapers, if they overcommit, they're going to die instantly when these Lings come out. Ooh,
Got the Queen. So good. Look at that control.
Yeah, I can't believe he's actually going to save 2 of these.
Yeah,
wow.
I know. I
thought for sure only one was going to get out.
Right. Damn.
Well,
all right. You know, just to point out, though, the Zerg supply is at 50, where Terran's now at 30. So he's done a good job of maintaining his growth, you know.
But don't forget, we do have 2 additional command centers. The 3rd command center is almost finished.
This is very true.
So he's going to catch up economically over time here. And he was cost efficient at an almost 3-to-1 ratio. Not quite, but almost.
All right, now again, this is why you want to be careful when you have Reapers against Speedlings. They can get threaded. Nice! Darting back over there. Now the Hellions coming over here to help.
Wow.
Bomber.
Really nice control right there.
Is that Slayer's Boxer wearing a Bomber mask?
Yes.
You know? Could be.
Yes. I've seen Bomber masks before.
You remember somebody who made the Taste Doses
That
mask?
was hilarious.
That was hilarious. There's somebody came it had a mask of you and a mask of me.
Yeah.
And
they were the handsomest fans I've ever seen.
They were hot.
No. So, the game is actually normalizing now, which is a funny thing to see after that very aggressive opening.
Proxy to Reaper opening.
Yeah, you can see that the supply is catching up a little bit. Bomber supply is starting to shoot up a bit quicker. 3rd base is going up right now for RorO. And, that 3rd base is hard to really hold on to when Terran starts attacking a lot, but with the way the game started, I don't see that being a big issue. I think the bigger issue will be holding on to the 4th base, which has to go towards Bomber.
All right, the Lings are now coming up here. Nice control here with the Reapers and the Marines. Every little engagement, Bomber's coming out on top, and that is really a big deal when you consider how many engagements we're actually having so far. But, RorO is somebody who stabilizes very easily.
And look at this. Bomber still had some good harassment. He's killed a Queen and a few drones here. Looks like he's killed 3 drones. And now he's up to 5 drone kills total. So, you know what? He's still doing a good job. And he's actually killed 42 units total. That's crazy.
Considering we just got past 10 minutes.
Yeah.
That's a lot of kills.
It certainly is. Luckily, the vast majority of that in Zerglings. Now we do have this starport on the way. 2nd engineering bay as well. He is going to be a little bit behind on upgrades, but not hugely so. It's not going to probably end up being a big deal. But the spire is already going up, and that's nice to have the spire already going up, and the starport is not even finished.
All right. Well, on this map, so you guys know, Zerg's probably going to be taking the left base next, or the bottom base, but he's going to sit tight. He took enough damage early on that he can't really be the aggressor. Bomber may attack in here, or he might not. He has a lot of wiggle room at this point in time.
Yeah.
The 3rd that we were talking about, very exposed here, but that doesn't really matter because Zerg can't be that aggressive.
Yeah, if he wants to be aggressive,
he
needs to wait for Baneling speed, really. Like, you can do some pokes and some prods with Lings, and if they get out of position, they might do damage. But you really want the Baneling speed there so you can actually run in and actually get kills very quickly.
Right. All right, we got 1 Ling coming in here.
Stims units to go kill the Ling.
A little bit overkill there.
Yeah, a little bit.
A little bit.
We do have the Widow Mines on the way, so that's really going to help him out defensively, and it looks like he actually wants to get offensive with these right away.
Okay. I would have gone for burrowed banelings at this point in time if I was RorO, you know?
You know, that's something that against Bomber specifically would be pretty good. Well, he does get one Widow Mine, very worthwhile. And
he's got to be careful. That Baneling speed is not quite done yet.
It's so close, and when it does finish, and these 10 mutas as well, he might be able to do a lot of damage to this army, because if the army tries to lift up against the speed banes, the mutas can always catch him.
You know, RorO's just looking so solid.
Yeah, he really is.
It's funny because it's not like Bomber's doing anything really wrong, but then when you just see how RorO's doing otherwise, I'm like, well, he hasn't really missed a beat. Well, and that's a sign of a really good Zerg player.
Yeah, well, that's a sign of a GSL champion right there.
Yeah, no kidding.
Well, here we go. He's going to want to lift, but the mutas are coming.
More Medivacs over here. Oh, wait.
And you just drew him over the Widow Mines. I'm not sure what happened with that.
Yeah, we caught the tail end of that.
Yeah, we do have the drop going down at the third base right now, or not.
It looks like
the 2 Marine drop.
The 2 Marine. What?
The rest being held in reserve. Okay. Dropping those on the high ground. Units coming in both directions, so these medevacs should be dealt with.
I think he should have forced a cancel there on the 4th. Oh, no, excuse me, the 4th is actually finished.
Yeah, he's actually killing the 4th. And one medevac not really going to get away. You know, that's even though the medevac speed boost helps a lot, if the mutas are near enough by, they can chase them down still.
I got to say, Bomber still never fails to impress.
Yeah, definitely. Look at the supplies now. He's actually tied up in supply right now.
He's got to be careful.
Ooh.
Oh, man. Oh! I
tell you, man, Widow Mine's definitely good for the observer experience, if nothing else.
Yeah, no kidding.
Well, actually, they're good for all sorts of things, as we see here.
All right, and he needs to get those fast.
Yeah.
All right, and he does clean that up. Now, he is going to go and take the 4th base now at the center left starting location, where there's also a watchtower.
Yeah, he's also taking that bottom 6 o'clock location as well. He realizes, the 4th base is so slow this game, better take 2 at once and make sure that I get one.
And, you know, with the Muta-Link Baneling, this is actually, I think, the most common TVZ combination nowadays.
Yeah, it definitely is, I would say.
Mutas are just even more of a compliment now. Nice forcing of a stem. Really taking advantage of that Muta speed.
And he's just using the mobility of his army right now. You know, he has so much vision with his creep tumors. It's hard for Bomber to make too many moves without knowing way ahead of time before he gets anywhere. And this little counterattack could do a lot of damage because most of Bomber's army is out of position.
Yeah, he's going to be careful. Is he actually going to turn around? Bomber's splitting his army up.
Oh, that was a nice little Widow Mine hit right there. But these SCVs could be in trouble.
Now, he can actually lose this base down here at the bottom. It doesn't really matter.
Yeah. If he does enough damage with this and keeps his other bases, then it's actually fine.
And an attack over here at the bottom is being deflected here by RorO.
Wow, RorO.
Look at RorO just doesn't die.
He's killing everything at once as well. Now, Bomber is on a very kind of scrappy 3 bases for him. He doesn't have nearly as many units as he's used to. His economy's had to run around quite a bit away from these units. Whereas RorO, you know, he doesn't have the big Zerg economy that you really want to see, but the way he's utilizing his units, I feel, is getting better and better as the game goes on.
You know, again, I'm going to highlight this just one more time. This is exactly what a perfect Zerg looks like. When they're getting hit, but it does not matter. They just keep growing. They just keep getting bigger. And I'm starting to wonder what Bomber's going to be able to do some more damage over here. He's got to counter once again over here with these mutas. Actually no defense. I was going to say hardly any, but...
Wow, taking out these mules is absolutely gigantic.
Yeah, even making them not mine for a second. I mean...
Yeah, that might be 30 less minerals per mule, really.
Yeah. All right, now he's going to continue to attack in here. The Widow Mines are burrowing! Oh!
Beautiful Widow Mines!
That could be a game changer right there. They took out about, what,
It definitely could. And I think it is tasteless. He's definitely losing this space. Look at this supply differential. Bomber suddenly up 40 supply. That little attack by RorO that was supposed to kill this army off did not. It got lost, and this army is killing bases and moving forward still.
Now he's going to regroup here. He's got a lot more Lings and Banelings, which could take on this army, but he's got to be careful about those Widow Mines.
Oh, and the Banelings hitting Marauders. This is a worst-case scenario right now for RorO. Bomber just continuing to macro up, sending so many units across the map, putting so much more pressure onto his opponent with only 16 mutas and 38 Lings on the way. I don't think RorO is going to be able to come back from here.
Yeah, I think this could be the tipping point again here. He's just gotten too far in there. And once he gets this base, if he can manage to get to the second, I mean, that's it.
Yeah,
Despite all the damage that we saw him doing back there. Oh, no!
Wow, a lot of damage dealt to those mutas. They aren't going to be nearly as useful in this next battle. And in fact, I think we're going to probably be seeing GG if these banelings don't connect beautifully.
All right, he's going to get in there.
Well, they connect pretty beautifully, but still more units coming up.
Might just be too much Terran.
Yeah, yeah.
And there's, as you can see, a parade push. More reinforcements on the way. And that is going to be bringing us into game number 3 here.
Absolutely it is. Bomber has held on tight. RorO played a very solid game. But Bomber's showing he really does understand how to play well on this map.
Yep, and now we're going to go on to the map that is going to be the choice of RorO.
Yeah. Will be interesting to see exactly what he does choose. GG.
Great game. So we still don't know who's going to get out. I got to say, though, overall, RorO is still looking a little bit more solid.
Yeah, I have to agree. I think RorO looked more solid, even though Bomber ended up winning that. Did end up outplaying him in the long run. RorO looked very solid all game. You know, it was really getting that 4th hatch that we were talking about quite a bit earlier, where, you know, now that the 3rds are kind of just going up for both players, that 4th is going to be very hard to hold. And oh boy, was it. That's really, I feel, where Bomber made sure that he could win.
What RorO was doing was keeping an economy and continuing to grow while still, you know, getting hit a lot.
Yeah.
But that's a real tightrope walk. And when that one Widow Mine hit those 8 Banelings, that was the point of no return. Now the next map is going to be Whirlwind.
Not a big surprise that that's what we're going to be seeing.
A Zerg picks Whirlwind?
No. You mean everyone isn't just going to pick Daybreak for the rest of the time no matter what matchup?
No.
How could that be?
Well, this is going to be cool. I think it'll be an uphill battle, though, for Bomber. But Bomber is somebody who's done very well in Whirlwind.
Yeah, he certainly is. He's one of the Terrans that we've seen really use the map to the best of his ability. You know, good drops, a lot of heavy macro, things like that. Maybe not as positional as some players like Ryung, but still a very strong style.
A lot of room for Widow Mine abuse here. It's a big map.
It's going to be hard to keep track of where those are.
This game could look very similar to game number 2, but we're going to see. And also, what opener will Bomber do? I'm curious. All right, guys, let's get hyped. Spread the word. Tell people to tune in to the GSL Codas Heart of the Swarm, the first one here, day 1, as we follow the path to see who will be crowned a GSL Codas Heart of the Swarm champion. In the bottom left starting location, in the blue, we have our legendary Zerg player. He is
삼성칸 RorO.
And in the red, over here in the opposite starting location, one of the best macro players of all time, he is
StarTale Bomber.
Alrighty.
Bomber looking pretty composed overall there. Cross spots, that's going to make it a little bit harder on Bomber. You know, that means that basically he has to walk across a huge amount of map, and there's many directions that RorO can expand in. You know, he can start taking a whole side, he can go in both directions. He can do things like take the corners and try to get Bomber out of position. We've seen Zergs do that before on this map. So will Bomber, do you think, go for a macro-based game, or will he go for some sort of 2 or 3-based timing, like a parade push, something super powerful that's capable of just killing RorO?
I think it'll either be, well, I don't know, man, actually.
It's hard to say with him,
I'm going to say just super macro style.
You think so? Okay.
I think so.
I could see him going for it. Out of all the players, I could definitely see him going for it. But
him and Ryung, when you watch them play, they're very just kind of, they seem to have a lot of ambivalence towards big maps, where I think a lot of other Terrans are just like, oh, God, I got to play, you know, what, Leenock on Whirlwind? This is a nightmare, where they don't even really seem to change their builds that much.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. I actually really like moves like a very strong parade push, like maybe a Medevacless or a very light Medevac parade push type of scenario. Wonder how well that would work here with Widow Mines instead of Siege Tanks that we normally see.
Now, that's a really good point, is the Widow Mines do change everything. You know, on these big open maps, what we oftentimes say is that it's hard for the Terran because the Terran, if he sieges up, the Zerg just runs away. Yeah. Makes more stuff, Terran sieges up again. Now, with Widow Mines, that's very different.
Yeah, they're a little bit quicker about that.
Yeah.
And but the thing is, with those, you kind of are luring things back because they have far less range.
You basically kite your army backwards towards this, and there's really not a lot that Zerg can do.
No, there's not.
I mean, they can identify that it's happening, but that doesn't mean that they can really do much to stop it, because the surface area that normally is involved in a TVZ, a battle, is a lot.
Yeah.
It's usually like much more than just your screen.
Yeah, it's very often.
It's hard to take that into account, especially when you have Marines forking out in different directions, running from your Banelings or Zerglings, and you might not be able to catch the traps that are set by the Terran.
Very well said. I don't know why I laughed. I just saw that SCV trying to get away. I'm like, that's futile. You are not escaping this one alive, buddy. You only have 5 hit points. Sorry. I don't know why that struck me as so funny.
Well, occasionally to do the narratives, make a little narration of what the characters are thinking.
Yeah,
in the game.
That can be pretty funny, I guess.
What is that? That animated series, StarCrafts?
Yes,
God,
it's so
funny. It's so
well
cute
done.
too.
Yeah. That guy's pretty brilliant.
Yeah.
So, Bomber has gone for just a really super fast triple command.
Yeah.
Very likely that we're going to see him follow up with some Hellions because he needs to be on the map at least a little bit, try to figure out what's going on, try to prepare just in case there's anything crazy coming his way. And then, you know, this lends itself towards both the styles that we mentioned. If you go for a really quick triple command, that definitely can lead you into a strong parade push because you supercharge your economy and power heavily, which, oh my, 2 factories. Okay, so we can stop talking about the other things it could be.
Yeah, we already know where this is going to go.
It looks like it could be double reactor Hellion, it could be blue flame Hellion, and it looks like it's going to be blue flame Hellion 2 factory.
All right, so he's going to go for a little bit of an old school build.
Yeah.
Clearly, it's going to still be viable here. I mean, the concept of this is that you get an abnormally large amount of Hellions that catch them off guard with the blue flame upgrade, and you roast a bunch of their workers, and in effect, it cripples their economy, allowing you to get ahead and pretty much win in whatever way you want.
But, you know, as far as Zerg early game, there's only one thing that really changed, and that's that you can get Overlord speed before your lair. And it just so happens RorO has done that on this big map, and he's going to see this happening, which means he can do something like, oh, I don't know, throw down a Roach Warren and take 0 damage from this.
Boom. He sees it.
And right now, Bomber's heart is sinking.
Ain't no mystery here.
Sinking.
Yeah.
And look at that. Oh, my God. Ranged attack starting the second he sees 2 factories. RorO is so good.
It is kind of funny. It's almost somewhat of a throwaway strat that Bomber did. You know, Bomber's like, oh, God, well, I guess I'm against a GSL Code-ass champion on Whirlwind who's
Look, he canceled it. He's like, all right, well, I guess I'll do something else because this will never work. And that's his best chance.
Yeah, much better to do that than to cross your fingers and just go in there and be like, I hope a Code-S champion would know how to handle this.
Now, if no second Overlord comes in, then he might make too many Roaches, which could be good for Bomber. But there's a second Overlord already in there. RorO, why are you so impossibly good? I don't understand.
It's funny because it's a
Everyone talks about life, but people need to talk about RorO, man.
It is funny because when you really look at it, like, this is a simple concept, but you'd be amazed how many good players don't do this.
No, I
you know?
When I was saying that, I'm like, there's no way he's sending a second Overlord, and he might overmake Roaches. He's not going to overmake Roaches. He's not. In fact, he's now getting melee attack. Oh, I love it, Tasteless. RorO just showing the ridiculous amount of skill that he has. This is the reason he is a GSL champion. Look at this. 2 Overlords dropping creep. That's going to make the creep not only spread quicker, but it's... I mean, this is so awesome. He even is going to get out. Oh, man.
He is on point. This is just so impressive. Well, I think it's safe to say RorO is probably going to get out of his group, unless Bomber could pull a rabbit out of his hat. I mean, I don't know what on earth he can possibly, do at this point in time. When all the Zerg has to do in general cases when you got top level Zerg guys is figure out what you're doing and just counter. Get the right unit composition, get the right upgrades.
Zerg is strongest as a reactive race.
Yeah.
With mixing in other things, of course.
If you could hack with any race, I feel like Zerg, if they could hack, would have the highest win chance.
I see what you're saying.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They just see what you're doing. You're like, all right, well, now I'm doing this.
I have actually an important question for you as we watch these Lings come in and do some nice harassment. Okay, so aliens come to Earth. They want to play a StarCraft best of 5.
Yeah.
If we win, they leave. If we lose, they extinct us.